All right, hello everybody. Welcome to today's video, and I'm blessed to be joined with a very special guest today, Michael, who has been in the Kickstart program for a little while now. Michael, just want to introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about yourself and when you got started.
Yeah, thanks, Josh. So I'm Michael. A bit about myself first. So my 9 to 5 is I am a CEO at a small charity. So that's kind of what I do in the day job. Outside of that, equally probably as busy, if not more busy. So I've got four boys, aged 5 and under. So the youngest is almost 5. Sorry, the oldest is almost 5, and the youngest is now on 9 weeks. And then I've got two dogs as well, two pugs. So life is hectic. This is definitely is a side. Yeah, it's on the side when I can find time. So I joined Kickstarter was in mid-Jan in this year, 2024.
Mhm.
Um, First products landed, I think, March the 7th in Amazon in the fulfillment centers, and that sold to Thanksgiving on the 9th was my first sale. That was some sort of dog treats, dog food treats it was. And then
Ah,
since then, it's been steadily growing. So now, as of this morning, I'm just ticked over £6,500 in sales,
incredible.
and it's progressing. It's going nice. Certainly in the right direction is where I'm at the moment.
Amazing. Well, I'm a father of three boys as well, so you've got one extra on me. I have two dogs too, but I know how challenging it can be to do something like this alongside it. So hats off to you for sure. So far you've accumulated 6,500 Great British pounds. Michael's based in the UK and selling into Amazon UK, by the way, for anyone watching. What's the growth been like from that? You sort of started off small and it's grown over time. Is that kind of what's happened?
Yeah. So yeah, first couple of months. I mean, I didn't have lots of money to start with. Probably a couple of grand, probably just to put into to stock and stuff. So I started off kind of slow. My first couple of months was probably around £300 sales. And I think probably like most people do, you have these expectations. You're gonna start and everything's gonna sell like that, and it's gonna be line up, and you'll be at 10 grand months pretty quickly. And I guess that was a bit of a mind shift change, I suppose, understanding no, I've got to trust the process and slowly build. But yeah, first 2 months around 300 quid, and I thought, oh no, what's going on here? Is this going to work? What have I done? I'm committed to all these softwares and training, and it's going to be a nightmare. But then there was a month, my third month, I found a product. It was like a toiletry kind of like gift set, and that I got 17 units through kind of a wholesale link that I found, and they sold in like a week. And that was then okay. I can see the potential that if you get in the right units and they're moving quickly. So then it grew to 1.5, and then I've been hitting around about that mark every month. My highest month was just under 2 grand. So my next target is to break the 2 grand month target. So the minute, yeah, I'm at 1.6, 1.7 this month. So I'm hoping for the last couple of days to boost me up to 2 grand. But I'm not sure it took longer to get into the fulfillment center on my latest load of stock. I'm not sure about how I did this month.
Yeah, wow. Well, that's an incredible little journey that you've gone on in relatively short period of time. And like you said, with the first couple of months being £300, and then you start to see that compounding effect taking place in your account. Then, what's been your best day so far? Do you recall what your best day has been in sales
Yes.
today?
Yeah, so it's well, it's probably, yeah, recent actually. So I did, I think about 800 quid, 800, £900. There was like nine units of a toothbrush that shot off the shelf. Well, one of the ones where I think from the train, Josh, you delivered about, biding your time. So obviously when I bought it, the price was higher. And when it got into centers, the price had dropped. And I held out for, I think about almost a month probably.
Mhm.
Not just in the urge to kind of race to the bottom, and it paid off. And then suddenly, everyone else sold out above me. And then my stock went within, yeah, I think it was about a day. It literally just, yeah, it was a day, sorry. All 9 units went in a day. It was about 800, £900 a day.
That's incredible. I think we spoke about this toothbrush at one point, didn't we? So
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that went as you'd hoped, because it is something that we see in the reselling model. We'll buy product and we'll send it into Amazon, and then unfortunately sometimes someone else will jump onto the listing with a lower price than us, and it unseasoned, perhaps newer sellers will then panic and think, oh, I know someone else has come on the listing, they've dropped the price. I need to quickly drop my price to before it drops even further. But as you know, we teach in the program, you just spend some time coming back through the data historically, seeing how the pricing has behaved before. And usually you can see a spot where something similar has happened, but shortly after you can see that the price comes back up. So well, I'm for hanging out, because it, like you say, does make the difference. Sometimes you might decide to clear them out and get your money back and put it into something else that you can profit from. But other times it's better to wait out. So glad to hear that one worked out for you. You've spoken about dog treats, toothbrushes. What other sorts of products have you been selling?
Yeah, big. Yeah, well, everything is, I guess, again, following the training, there's no point in going to one niche. So yeah, so lots of toiletries, moisturizers have gone quite well. A good source that I get kind of lots of, not necessarily makeup, but yeah, moisturizers and that kind of stuff has gone really well. Dog treats at the start I had, but I haven't had any since those. I've sold a coffee machine. That was one of my biggest, probably single sales. It was, I think, £395 coffee machine. So I don't know, scrap that. I sold a tent for £800. That was the biggest one-off sales. That was actually, that was quite good. I think I paid about 350 for that, and then maybe 400 quid, and that went pretty quickly. So that was a really good one. Yeah, so tents, toiletries, Lego. I got gated for Lego at a loss, but I used some stuff on Marketplace and other stuff to kind of, so it's worth doing that. Playmobil, basically, yeah, just anything where there's a profit and the data stacks up. I'm there basically.
Excellent. I think it's a really good mindset to have on it, rather than limiting yourself to a small number of categories, like leaving yourself wide open, being open to any product, any category that you can profit from. I made that mistake when I first got started. I limited myself to a very small number of categories, but learn over time when you start to see a ceiling with what opportunities there are to expand. So again, glad to hear that you've been able to get stuck straight into all those categories.
Yeah, I think for me, I've commented a few times, I think, on the kind of Facebook group in the communities around tactical arbitrage. I think that really helped me probably get where I am thinking about it, because I think I saw quite a few comments recently about people, struggling to find stuff. And that was the same for me. I was trawling hours through websites going, oh my God, I can't find a single deal. And it gets a bit stressful. Tactical arbitrage, although there is a cost, and I think I paid for it for 3 months. For me, it opened up my eyes, because you click a button, it does a search for you, you then trawl through it, and that then gave me lots of sources that I now go back to, lots of websites I constantly go back to now. I think that's what helped me to broaden kind of my horizons, because I was just like, you know what, this is click a button, there's 10 websites it search for me, go through them, okay, brilliant, this is what I can go back to in the future. Cancel the subscription, and now back to manual sourcing and hot deals, that kind of stuff. But that was, I think, tactical arbitrage for me was a big bit that really opened my eyes to, I guess, what's out there on the web and the diversity of the opportunities.
Excellent. So you're saying that sort of inspired you to look in different places for different types of products and places that you probably never would have thought to go.
Yeah, definitely.
Amazing. So if you are just getting started and you're looking to shortcut that process, definitely worth taking a look at tactical arbitrage. Not our tool; it's a third-party tool that we've used in our own business over the years. So, otherwise, I'd like to find out where you hope to take your business in the future. Obviously, you are where you are now. We're in August of 2024. So, January next year, where are you hoping to be? Obviously, we have a big event just around the corner. The fourth quarter, Q4, for anyone who's not aware, is the single greatest time to be an Amazon seller on the platform. In 2023, Amazon did over $170 billion in revenue, which was a 14% growth on the year before. So we're expecting a growth again this year. What's your plan for that next period that we're about to enter into?
Yeah, that's a good question, I suppose, actually. I guess I'm not. It's continued growth, I suppose, Josh, isn't it? But just trying to keep growing. And I say, I haven't got loads of money where I can have this massive spike.
Yep.
Recently I had my first loan through Amazon. So the new kind of, is it ULend, I think they're called, or whatever it is, for the partners of Amazon. Had the first Amazon loans. That might help me in the future as well. But I suppose it's just continue to build. I mean, I want to obviously just break the next ceiling, because that's a $2,000 month, and hit that consistently. Then the $3,000 month, and hit that consistently. So I'm just trying to kind of grow steadily. Long term, previously this was seen as a side business, something I do alongside my current job, because I worked hard to kind of get where I am. I enjoy my job, but the last I suppose a bit of a maybe slightly depressing. My baby, my now 9-week-old, 2 weeks old, he had COVID, and then literally last week, a week before, 7 weeks old, he was in hospital again for a week with an infection. So I was kind of at home looking after the boys, and that made me realize, actually, if I could have a job where I was at home, it would be amazing. So now there's probably that now longer term bit of, actually, if I can get this, to bring in the good income, it is quitting my job, and it's Amazon seller is my full-time kind of income. But I appreciate that, where I'm at financially, that might be a year or 2 years away. But that's the long-term aim, is that I want to grow to that point where, I could be at home, do the sourcing, take the kids out, whatever, and pick them up from school and do all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, well, I think it's a wonderful goal. Was something that was forced upon me in my in the early days of my journey, but I'm grateful for the fact that it happened in a strange way, and I know lots of people have since been able to do it. So time scale wise, I mean, who knows at the end of the day, but a lot of people are being able to do that, achieve that in as little as a year or two. So excited to catch up with you later on and see how that goes, and see how quickly you are able to achieve that. Well, I have one last question for you before we finish up here, and that is that what one piece of advice would you have for anyone who is just looking to get started with selling on Amazon?
Might be two, Josh, so I might be sneaky here, but
Oh, we'll say two.
the first one, again, I'm seeing lots of comments in the community, asking questions, which is great, but I don't necessarily know, I could be wrong here, if they've done the training. So I suppose the first bit is to do the training, because I joined in January. I didn't get anything into Amazon until March. So those first month, 2 months, I was in my bed when the wife was asleep with it next to me, headphones on, just clicking through your videos and watching the videos. So the first bit is the training sets you up. Yes, the community is then great for those questions, and the help we get from Rob and you guys, that's unbelievable. But without the kind of core training, it is going to be more difficult for you to grow and understand, and all the different facets of the business. So that's probably the first bit. Second bit for me that I kind of alluded to earlier was that kind of mindset change. I suppose was that unless you're sitting on a load of money that you can invest into stock, it probably is going to be a slow growth. I think like I do. That's my opinion. I could be wrong. But unless you've got thousands of pounds to go and buy loads of stock, it is going to be slow and steady. So for me, it's that mindset change. So, all right, I'm not going to be hitting a 10 grand month in month 3. I've got to slowly build to that. But just trusting that you are investing, I suppose, in your future, in this business, this education that is going to serve you then for, well, forever, isn't it? Is the plan. So that's probably the two bits that I'd think about.
That's wonderful advice. So there you go, guys. You heard it from Michael. Go through the training, trust the process, learn it, and then implement it, and you'll get the results that you're looking for. But also manage your own expectations. If you are starting on a smaller budget, expect growth to be relative to your budget. But as you start to build things up, you do benefit from that. I call it compound profit. It's the same phenomenon as compound interest, but here we're making profits from our profit. That's how the business grows. So I think that's wonderful advice. Thanks for that, Michael. And thank you very much for taking time out of your day to join us here today and share your story. I'm sure it's going to inspire so many people who are either looking to get started selling on Amazon or who have started and maybe, are hitting some roadblocks along the way. So wonderful to speak to someone who's been in the game for, again, a short period of time in all things considered. Like I said earlier on, be great to catch up with you again if you're open to it, coming on again and giving us an update maybe 6 months from now and see how you're getting on.
Happy to help, Josh. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks very much, Michael, and I'll leave you to it, but catch up again soon.